And just one other thing about the running game. Obviously, you had some faith in Carson, but to see him do what he did last week, how reassured are you going forward that okay, that's more established than perhaps you would have thought?
Yeah, listen, I thought he did a nice job for his first game. I thought he did a real nice job, and he's got to fix a couple things on protection, but he'll take care of that. And the run game, he was hitting the right holes and working the daylight. He was finishing runs, and he corrected trying to elbow guys going through with his carry hand, and cleaned that up from the week before. So, but he gives you an honest down, and he's gonna run hard. He's a big kid.
And he was asked about his thoughts on the running game and about the confidence he had in Carson after seeing his performance the previous week. And he responded by saying that in his view, Carson had handled his first game well, doing a nice job despite having a few things to fix in protection, which he believed the young player would take care of in due time, while also adding that Carson was hitting the right holes, working daylight effectively, finishing his runs, and had already corrected issues from the week before, such as leading with the wrong arm. So overall, he provided an honest down, ran hard, and came across as a big, determined kid who was always going to come right at the defense with intensity. And as this remark concluded, attention turned to another moment that captured headlines when Travis Kelce danced under the Friday night lights in a way that was not simply a preseason warm-up, but rather a spirited moment that blended sport, celebrity, and raw unscripted fun. With the Kansas City Chiefs star tight end loosening up not just through drills, but by enjoying himself surrounded by teammates as the music blared from stadium speakers. While the team's social media staff filmed the entire episode and posted it with the caption, "Shake it off, Trav," clearly referencing Taylor Swift's 2014 hit and nodding to the relationship that had kept the NFL buzzing. And observers pointed out that Kelce, already 35, was no ordinary football figure but a charismatic presence who had become larger than life and had gained fame far beyond the gridiron. And in that viral video, he stood at the center of a circle of teammates who clapped and laughed, hyping him up as if his energy was contagious, with fans who watched it online able almost to hear the laughter and cheers of the stadium echo through their small screens, making it obvious that this was more than a casual dance since it marked his first appearance of the 2025 season, a season filled with high expectations for Kansas City, though the internet was just as invested in the subtext that the world's most famous pop star and the league's most dynamic tight end remained inseparable and continued to fuel endless social media chatter, and users responded with lines like, "Chiefs social team, you're doing amazing, sweetie," while another reminded everyone that Kelce had once performed live on stage during Swift's tour, turning the mix of football and pop culture into a weekly ritual that fans craved. And as the story of their romance had begun nearly a year earlier in September 2023, when Swift attended her first NFL game at Arrowhead and was spotted cheering for Kelce after weeks of rumor, later confirmed when they walked hand in hand into a Saturday Night Live after-party, the internet had exploded and even Chiefs players admitted to being starstruck, with Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones recalling on an ESPN series how they reacted in the locker room upon realizing Taylor Swift was really there for Travis, Mahomes confessing he had been told beforehand but was still skeptical until he saw the crowd gravitate toward her, though he reminded that business had to be handled on the field, while Swift herself quickly became comfortable in the NFL environment, even appearing on Kelce's New Heights podcast with his brother Jason, where she humorously recalled asking Travis during their first date what it had been like facing Jason in the Super Bowl, only to be told that, as both were offensive players, they were never on the field simultaneously, which she admitted she had misunderstood, laughing at herself in a way that fans found endearing because it showcased the genuine collision of football and pop. And with preseason wrapping up, focus shifted to Kansas City's matchup against Chicago, a game at Arrowhead filled with buzz, where Mahomes looked in midseason form, completing 8 of 13 for 143 yards and a touchdown in a quarter of play, hitting Isaiah Pacheco for a 2-yard score and Rashee Rice for another as the Chiefs built a 20-3 lead before resting starters. But as football is unpredictable, Chicago's rookie quarterback Caleb Williams, after struggling early, found his rhythm in the second quarter with a big connection to Romo Duns, followed by a touchdown to narrow the halftime margin to 20-10. finishing with 113 yards and a score in limited work. And while preseason results often matter, little the drama intensified when Chicago stormed back in the fourth quarter with 19 unanswered points, led by backup Tyson Bagent, a former undrafted Division II quarterback from Shepherd who had just signed a new contract and became an online sensation after being seen emotional as he completed 20 of 28 for 212 yards and 3 touchdowns, including the last-second winner to Johnny Walker with 3 ticks remaining, giving the Bears a morale boost despite caveats, though their night also saw injuries at running back forced DeAndre Swift into a larger role, and kicker Cairo Santos missed both a field goal and an extra point, while officials at one point reverted to chain measurement after a digital failure. And while Kansas City's late collapse raised eyebrows, positives were noted with the first-team offense piling up nearly 200 yards in the first quarter, Mahomes hitting rookie Tyquan Thornton on a 58-yard bomb, and the defense largely controlling Williams before reserves entered with attention, immediately turning toward the upcoming opener against the Los Angeles Chargers in Sao Paulo, Brazil, a historic international kickoff. But throughout all of it, the real intrigue lay with the human stories as Kelce continued to embody how athletes now serve as both competitors and entertainers, his connection with Taylor Swift drawing millions of fresh eyes to the league, fans who might never have watched football but now tuned in to see if she appeared in the stands or if he danced again, and the NFL itself leaning into the storyline through social accounts and broadcasts, recognizing that it added color and unpredictability to the season, while for players it served as a reminder that beyond strategy the sport remained entertainment designed to gather people together, whether diehards or casuals drawn by celebrity sparkle. And as the 2025 campaign approached, the Chiefs once again carried favorite status, with Kelce central to their hopes, though the true magic was found in the moments between plays, the dances, the podcast stories, the smiles exchanged, and the surprising intersections of pop and sport, leaving questions about whether Kansas City would repeat as champions and whether the Swift-Kelce narrative would dominate yet again. With certainty, only that drama would unfold under the lights, and as the stadium cleared that Friday evening, football's return felt bigger, bolder, and more captivating than ever. And somewhere in the midst of it all, whether on the turf or in a suite above, Travis Kelce surely kept on dancing. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe for more stories unfolding in real time, because as this season has already shown, anything can happen. And before the next chapter begins, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss the moments that fans everywhere will be talking about tomorrow, for the spectacle is only just beginning and the season promises twists, triumphs, heartbreaks, and laughter carried from the field to the world stage in a way that blurs the line between sport and culture, inviting everyone to witness, react, and share.
Thank you for watching.